Paimon never imagined your brother would have sided with the... Well, keep your chip. Paimon believes in both, and when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? He said we needed to reach the end, and we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going.
De mi guía personal.
Then Paimon will be sure to keep up the good work. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the... Oh, you mean the god that took your brother away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her. Yeah, Paimon bets she's the key to... Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the Animo and Geo-Archons. So, next...
Vamos a ir a una suma.
Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already. Atsuko in Lea Harbor. Let's see what she has to say.
Vamos a preguntarle. Viento,
oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get...
Oh, so that's why you're here.
Great! We came to the...
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Incredibly small? Then...
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this... All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for... I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water... But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I...
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering.
Kanjo Commission? What's...
Along with the other 2 commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose one of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are... Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the... It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, what I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of... And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for process.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to... But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of...
You're right! Paimon's sure made of... But Paimon wonders if she'll be willing to take...
The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyun Stone Forest.
Then there's no time to lose!
Vamos para allá. Listo, llegamos. que tengo que hacer. Mira aquí.
Oh, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon. I knew you guys would come.
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. I prefer other. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be
No, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is on.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to...
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash?
I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me the Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks. There are two important rules. One, competitors must be renowned fighters. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little... You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. And with Liu as savior taking part in the tournament.
But...
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to get this. It's a mass...
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken...
Is there really such thing as a master like...
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well...
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hope so. If you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to it.
Inazuma? You?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless vision.
You just want her to take part.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the
What are we gonna do?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena and Guyu.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before...
Vamos a ver. ¿Dónde
Beta
llegamos?
said. Hello.
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, we heard a rule about...
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock Freestyle Combat.
Uh-huh.
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living... Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were two of them trying to escape. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling. I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2-1, but I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course. But the fact remains that I...
Uh-huh. But for us, even for our 5 treasure hoarders... Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna...
I'll see you in the arena. But I'm...
Ok. Ah, tengo que hablar para atrás. Qué mal. Qué mal.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux? If so, seems I found my...
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champ. For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece. No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful... I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous success. In most people's eyes, I am already a vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So, they very kindly made... I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on... I seem to have gained another fan. Now then, If you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine.
Pero
It's
no
not too
tenemos
long
a
now,
un
but
luchador, a un rico y el otro que será. Bueno, que yo vi que vi. ¿Y estos que son hermanos, supongo? Karatecas.
Hi there. Are you here for the Crux class?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our
This master of yours must be
Famous. He's the founder of the Ling Shan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created to the Ling Shan clan. He teaches a special
force dispersal.
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress.
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a grand master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face-to-face training, you've got to show you're sincere about it.
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, folks will come from far and wide. Heck.
See you in the arena.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes.
Chink's a village arm wrestling champion, huh? All right, you're signed up. Next, please. What's your name? Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they...
I have to ask. Aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight? It's really her!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of pardon.
Oh, I wonder if I can get her off.
I trust you are aware that, only those without visions can enter the tournament? Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of
Yep, she still doesn't have a vision, though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero... it's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a... So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osile, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Yeah, and also a dragon, too!
Whoa...
Might as well declare her the champion already.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this... Right, your registration is complete. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing.
Oh, we're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beto promised to take us to Inazuki.
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Beto must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as...
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beto in advance, then? Well, I'm sure a great hero has an important... Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole even though you don't have a vision, most people in Tibet think that you can't. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental ability. In any case, looking at the competition, it should... Alright, it should...
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete? Good.
Okay, no puse
Then
habilidades.
please follow me in...
Supongo yo que me lo van a restringir. Sí.
Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. Her first bout begins
El
now.
rico
Come
murió,
on,
ojo,
let's go sign up. What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with?
Okay, ¿qué pasó?
Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beto. She'll probably have something to say to us.
escogida. Bueno. Bueno, pongo así por fácil y cada vez más difícil, ¿no?
So, what do you think, Kazuha? She totally...
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise.
Well, I fought my fair share of battles both... So, come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary.
All right. Let me... You fought well.
All right, then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to... You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised... And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same. With more... Well, since everyone sees you as the... For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. So, I'm putting you straight through to the...
Huh?
¿Qué?
But we only just started the...
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade. Besides, at your level...
To be fair...
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential contender...
Ok, está. Hay mucho esperar por saber quién sea el rival del destino final.
We're finally here, folks. The real...
The captain seems to have... Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. You may well be stronger than him. Very well.
Okay.
All right, that's enough...
Ok, yo quiero pelear ya. Ok, vamos a hablar.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux clash. I do not doubt your abilities, but I would...
Relax. My girl's at the top of her game.
Okay, follow me.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Uy. Listo. ¿Sí no?
Pretty good.
¿O no?
I'm sweating all over. Congratulations. I was...
Right. For a moment there, Paimon was a little... If you had a vision, you'd definitely be one of the strongest...
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said, but mine? I lost interest eventually. I fought and won against...
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to...
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses.
Wow. Now that's true strength.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again.
By the way, do you know who else?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. But what I... So don't get too...
Ok. Es pocas palabras flash.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around.
¿Ese? ¿Será?
Ah, it's you! I myself was eliminated in the third round.
Maybe next time, huh?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable... I faltered for but a brief moment. Given my stature, I have no fear of squid. Still, I'm sure he'll be no...
La pantalla de información.
Hey there!
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, why didn't you dodge? Why don't you dodge, they ask. Because... Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here. I don't dare tell my master about this. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining.
Oh, alright then.
Thanks, I'll do my...
Allá se lo hicieron todo.
We still haven't got any useful information yet.
You gave an outstanding... I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind. But you were quick to adapt, and managed to claim victory over your opponent. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your...
He's right. But in my... I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
Así es.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final...
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily strong. As for the guy you'll be facing, what's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. I haven't properly introduced myself.
Yeah, we could...
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess. But I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the land. Given your talents, a few hints from me will...
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any... Besides, our favorite here...
You betcha! Wait a second.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? However, there is only so much that can be... Come with me. Some post...
A ver, ¿qué ver? ¿Qué pues? Vamos a ver. ¿Qué nos va a enseñar?
Now that we're alone, let me... You are skilled in manipulating the elements. And not just a single element.
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say, if I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even... When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind, and the whisper. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you.
As crazy as all that sounds,
My humble abilities are negligible compared to yours. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent.
hey, stop evaluating.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined... So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy, and
It's nothing really. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. Now then, let's...
¿Qué quiero hacer? Okay. Ahora que tengo el hielo.
Cool it.
It's nothing. Submit.
Dodge this.
Windblade.
Ay, cool.
No escape.
Esto es interesante.
Freeze.
Windblade.
Sí.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond... Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him... He relies entirely on the element of surprise to... In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to... Please, save your thanks. If anything, the world is a truly
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own?
I desire to know what meaning visions have and what influences the gods to... My apologies for allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways. So that's what you're curious about? As you well know, a vision hunt decree is... Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated in the outset. Supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, not to mention, with no new electrovisions having been granted.
She sounds less like an archon and more like...
As far as I know, she is an archon that pursues eternity. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma...
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will change. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the... the time for your
Oh, right! We got so
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can... Very well. Let's go.
Por no me tengo que ir, por favor, regrese mejor. Ah, gracias. Digo, no, voy a regresar. Unos 3 minutos. La atrasar. Mi última pelea dice que es veloz el oponente. Ah.
Why isn't he here?
Ah, pensé que era ella, yo me había asustado.
Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen! We've reached the climax of the... We've seen many exciting... Now, I'd like to introduce... She strikes fear into...
Wow!
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrill... But today's final... As for our other combatant... Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? Apologies! Everyone just sit tight! They've got no other choice. If he does...
Wait a moment. Captain Beto, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler.
No me dejes, se lo robaron la misión.
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Huh? Did somebody steal it?
We don't know when it was taken. I never...
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand is not... The vision was the prize that I had offered.
Well, if you insist, I'll stay here and try...
If you would, please come with me.
But we're on an...
Come with me. I consent.
A ver. Supongo que va a ser un templo. ¿O no?
Huh? A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
Es este, ¿no? ¿Okay?
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the price in the first place?
Pues sí,
I
rápido.
heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see, shortly.
¿Dónde está?
Don't get frostbite.
¿Dónde va? Facilísimo.
You can't run from
Este no es,
death.
¿verdad? ¿Qué está?
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
Ah, no tenía que pelear contra esa persona.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
No, por el juego.
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
¿Yo? Ok, llegué, pero bueno, apenitas.
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Ah, no.
You're open. Freeze.
Listo. Vamos al fondo. Ok, habla con los tesoros. Sí, debe estar por acá completo. Aquí está. Vamos a ver qué pasó.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems... Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And in other words, you failed to meet any of the...
You You...
But most disappointing of all is it appears that the vision doesn't respond.
Fine, fine. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to
Aha! So you were
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But after watching the semifinals, I knew that since there was no use in trying to face you in the... I was convinced I prepared Dread. This could... I know an empty threat when I hear one. Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't...
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing...
Huh? You're not
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and it seems that it would be only fair to brand the...
Whoa, whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could... If this is where talking gets me, then forget it!
Pobrecito.
Yeah. Prepare to be blown away.
Contigo no me pegas, piedad. Listo.
No, no! Do what you want!
He has persevered. Put down the vision and leave.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asked? It's up to you.
No need for that.
Huh? Paimon doesn't get...
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possible... When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will... But unfortunately, yes. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided... I've tried many other methods though few tales tell of a masterless vision. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured, come, why don't you give it a try?
The vision didn't...
I see. So you are also unable to... No matter. This was expected.
Yeah, what's the story behind...
The story begins with an old friend.
Okay.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaning. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in...
Kazuha!
All right then. It's time we return. Allow me to gather the wind.
Ok. Es que bueno que me llevan para allá porque qué flojera ellos para allá. La verdad. Vamos a hablar.
Huh? Did Beto leave already?
If you're looking for the captain, it seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time, and as Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not...
But still, Captain Beidou was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking...
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent. He knew he stood no chance, in which case the Crux...
Huh? So that... If that's the case, then the rules stipulate...
Paimon thought we'd win and...
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given...
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain but the voyage to Inazuma is a treachery. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are...
Hold on a second. You're saying...
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's Stone Forest by casting down his... Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, in the meantime, I intend to...
Paimon believes you...
Thank you. Make one final word of warning.